Hello everyone, Zellerant here, and today I'm going to talk about something a little bit different than games that I've played, and that is an upcoming game that has not released yet, but they are doing a closed beta here in the next week, and I did apply to participate in that beta, and I did get accepted into it, as well as getting accepted into the creator program. And so I will definitely be streaming this next week once the beta goes live. I'll play through as much of it as I can to try, kind of similar to how I did Arknight's Infield, to get a feel for all the systems and all the characters. Now, I'm not the type to push far into the game towards the end game or anything that you can. And this, from my understanding, is going to be a fairly short beta compared to like something like Arknight's Infield. But I'll try and get into every system that I know that's available within the game, test them all out so I can give some valuable feedback to the developers, as well as get an idea what the gameplay is so I can give my thoughts on it. And so first thing I was going to take a look at was we can maybe look at the trailer here. I can kind of give my reactions to the CBT trailer. We won't go through all of these, the ones that came out like a year ago. But I think a lot of them are very similar. And after that, we can watch the spotlight on it for the beta. I've kind of looked a little bit at it, and it kind of shows a little bit about the characters and what they can kind of do in that game. So I'll kind of react to that and give my thoughts on it, and then we'll kind of go from there. But first, I thought we'd take a look at the first trailer for the CBT here. Make sure my volume is good and set here. Now, I haven't heard too much on this game other than seeing the trailers. And when I originally seen the trailers for this over a year ago, it was before I was doing content creation, so I didn't have any reactions or anything to it. I just kind of seen it. And there wasn't too much information on it. It was almost similar to something like other games that I've been waiting for more information on, like Azure Premilia. And so now that I'm going to actually get hands-on with the beta, it's going to be good to see what this game is, because it does look fairly interesting with the combat style. Especially because there's a lot of gunplay and that kind of stuff, and I saw some flying in there. But let's go ahead and see this first trailer, and then we'll watch the spotlight. And the volume looks good. I do like it is English. I mean, a lot of the games I've been playing, like Girls Frontline, are not English speaking. So I kind of have to speak what's going on as I'm doing it. And so those I think are the protagonists, from what I understand. And then on their website, these I believe are the characters they show as like kind of the main starting cast of the game. And then they'll have more come out, like all other gacha systems that you'll eventually pull for. But the combat looks pretty good to me, nice and smooth. I mean, this isn't gameplay, this is more, this is just like a graphics or that, but we'll see the gameplay. I don't know if that shows gameplay in this, but I do know in the spotlight it will. But the cutscenes overall look pretty good. And I did, in the chat here, I did see this in the Discord. This little thing in the top left here, Brave Heroes Online 404. So this is kind of giving me an idea that there will be a co-op system in it, so that'll be pretty good. So definitely be something fun to do to play with other people. It's always nice. Like in Wuthering Waves, I'd always join other people's worlds and kind of play along with them, especially since it made it where you can get more resources that way as well. 4 times the farming speed. I think is this the character? No, this isn't the one. There's like 2 main ones that I'm the most interested in. I don't know if she's one. There's one that has wings that look like that flies and can shoot. But this looks more like it's a bad guy, not the one that I'm thinking of. But who knows? We'll see. I think they show her in the next video. This is kind of unique, just random. It almost gives you that open world feeling of one of those types of games. Now let's take a look. We'll go back to theirs and we'll take a look at this whole thing. Now I might skip past some of the introductory stuff. I kind of just want to look at the gameplay of the characters that it shows within this. So this is not in English. But let's see how it goes. So big news for all the fox hunters, which that's what the characters are called. I mean, they have a term for everything in all these games. Echomancers and Trailblazers in HSR. I can't even forget all. They all have a name for the whatever you're pulling for. Exciting content for fox hunters. This is about the upcoming closed beta test. So what we can kind of expect with the beta that I'll be playing next week. So I'm guessing this is what we'll have available to us. Going to the game's world building. Something dual storyline, and this is something I heard, and I think they're going to talk about it here. Is that you play from two different approaches of two different protagonists. Playing the story from two completely different perspectives. Yeah. To dual arcs. Almost looks like they're supposed to be brother and sister. Duality is central to the game, deeply within the world building. You have to explore the game to find out. They can't give away too much. Well, I mean, it makes sense. And being a beta, who knows? They can always change things later. The main storyline is split into two arcs, Chapter Noctoyager and Chapter Twilight. Players will step in the roles of the two protagonists, each with their own identity, companions, and journey. They look like they're supposed to be brother and sister. Unless this is one protagonist and this is one protagonist, you pick the which gender you want. They look very similar, though. It just looks like they're the same person, just dressed differently. Begins, and the prologue players will start as the protagonist of Chapter Noctoyager. Oh, wait. Close companion they grew up with as a family. Okay, so they're going to get split up. Is this going to be similar to... It's going to be like similar to Genshin, where the two get split up. But this one, we're actually going to play both of them. On the other hand, the protagonist of the Chapter Twilight hails from the Hyperborean Empire itself. They serve in the 13th Legion, capturing... See a completely different side. I'm liking this chapter looks so far, that one. The Twilight chapter. Definitely need to push through to that at least, so I can see at least both sides of it. And how that whole thing works with the swapping perspectives. The promo art... Okay, they're actually talking about... Don't worry, they'll all be available in the future when they open... You'll be able to freely choose your art. Okay. Okay, so I was right. So looking at it, there's the left, and then there's the right. These are two different characters. You'll get to pick which gender you want for each one of them. You'll be able to freely choose your protagonist in both arcs. So you're going to get to choose which of these two you want for both arcs. But for the beta, they are having it start with the male protagonist and female, the animations for the Noctoyager male protagonist and Twilight female. Okay. But we'll get the pick. So if you want to have two males or two females, you'll be able to choose. Yeah, you want to do that. That'll be kind of unique. The big thing is I got to figure out how the story is going to kind of go. Are they like brother sister, or going to be? It's like if you two males, is it going to be brother brother, sister sister, or brother sister, or is there going to be some kind of romantic part to it where they're actually love interest or something? Because then you might want to choose based on that. But I got to kind of hopefully the beta can kind of give us an idea of that and how they're related in the game. And maybe they mentioned it and I missed it. But definitely want to know their relationship within the game, kind of, before you want to pick your genders on which direction you want to go with that. Protagonist has hit rock bottom. Around her story. It's really kind of talking the story here. Okay, yeah, it's about to get into the gameplay of her. I think she's the one that I really like. I think she's the one that can fly. Now, I wonder how it's going to work alongside with the gacha system and the characters. I'm guessing it's going to work like any one of them. They'll be the member in the story, but if you've rolled on other characters, you can play those other characters. Because the one thing I don't like in some gachas is when you're in certain story arcs, it forces you to use that character. Especially if it's not a character that you've pulled for. So it's built around butterflies. Yeah, unfurl her wings. It's like that. So that's cool. Being able to fly right off of the bat in the game. Like, just the ability of flight makes her a must-have for me. I don't know if any of the other characters will have flight, but yeah, that'll be huge just for exploration in general. But I'm gonna guess they'll probably have, since they're gonna have flight in the game, some form of capability to fly around for other characters, maybe just not part of their combat kit. We'll kind of have to see. But her combat looks pretty great. Definitely the type of characters I would main in this kind of game. Other character, Truffle. Oh, this is one with the, like, the pig thing. The weight comes from Filbert, yeah, her pig. You can kind of skip ahead when they don't talk about it. Yeah, so she can move around on the pig on field, so... I mean, flight's going to be so much better to me. I like any game with the ability to fly around over running around like that. Definitely going to take flight. But, I mean, I'm one of those people that likes, like, when it comes to games like Skyrim or any type of game where you have, like, class system, I like the fast movement, can get around types. I just like mobility when it comes to games. I hate being slow. And I like having access to everything, so being able to get around. So she's definitely going to be a main target for me if she's a character you have to pull. But we'll kind of see how it works out. I mean, they're going to have your starting character, so maybe you just start with her. Okay, and then the next character here. Or are they talking about systems now? Okay, movement and exploration system. Okay, here we go. First helix leap. Take off from a standstill, no stamina limit. Scale a skyscraper in 3 easy steps. Okay, so it sounds like they might be taking a page out of Wuthering Waves here. Oh, this is another character I've seen that I like. You can encounter steep terrain. You can climb and vault your way up. So easy movement. And it said no stamina, so that'll be great. Helix leap, so it's a double jump. Still, flight's going to be better. Okay, here's her. Well, she is the butterfly girl. Why is she? I mean, who knows? Maybe it's a combat type ability with the flying, and you can't just do it everywhere. We'll have to see how she plays. I mean, this is another character I think I'll like within the game. I just like the look aesthetically of her as well. Each character can wield any type of weapon, so that they're not tied to a specific weapon. I wonder how customizable the characters can be. You can arm them with a spear, a scythe, a bow. There's a gun as well, assault rifle. Yeah. I wonder what kind of combos that can create in the game. Switch between with the charged attack. And looking at the aesthetic of the weapons, like that looks like the weapon of that one other girl, but she was using it. So they basically, I mean, I'm guessing they might have signature weapons per character, but you can use any of the weapons, or I guess you can customize the look. Okay. Heck yeah, that's the weapon. See, that's what I want to use there, is the katana there. Yeah, you gotta make the weapon fit the character. Now looking over at the left here, I see other weapons in here. And, okay, and it looks like even though you change it here, the weapon doesn't update on the left here. So that means, I mean, that'll be your way to identify what weapon it is, at least. And then you customize its look how you want. Entirely dressed in white. But there is a currency, it looks like, to change it. Through the Retrace system or craft them yourselves. Retrace system. Selectively collect the blueprints, and you can forge your own weapons. What is the Retrace system? 5-star. Okay. Let's take the 5-star grenade launcher fire feast as an example. And there, I mean, there was people asking whether this is a gacha game or not that I've seen in the Discord. And that kind of gives a hint to it that it is. I mean, everything I've seen gives me the indication it's a gacha game. But saying 5-star, meaning that there's going to be 4 or 3 stars or maybe even 6 stars. And when it comes to that, you're going to be pulling for them. I mean, that's how they make their money. Now, there'll probably be some freebies, but fully expect there to be a gacha system to get what you want. And there's the Retrace system. What did he say here? You can obtain it directly through the Retrace system, or you can gather the weapons blueprint parts of the game. So is this... okay, this looks like the crafting system, maybe? Head over there and craft it yourself. And here's the kicker. Even event-exclusive 5-star weapons will be craftable in the future. Nice. Okay. So, no being... That helps with the FOMO issue that you have with gachas. One reason that I... Like, usually when I quit a gacha, I never want to come back to them is because it's like, oh, I missed all these events. Now I can't get all this stuff that was unique to that event that's never coming back. I like there to always be a way that you can get that stuff in the future. To me, that's what makes the game good, because it reduces that FOMO of, oh, and I think it's good overall for the game as well, for stuff like that to come back in some form or fashion. We've seen that with Girls Frontline, where they're going to be adding prior skins and stuff into the one currency shop, so you don't have to feel like you've missed everything and you can never get it. And if it's similar to this game, to me that just makes the game better, and it makes it much easier for someone to want to play it even though they didn't play it from the start. And did they actually mention it here? Yeah, they actually mentioned what I just said there. Mark this down. Everyone can, even 5 servers can craft it, so no more FOMO. They literally are advertising it as part of the game. Yeah, I think that is huge. That is a good way to constantly be bringing in new people. Because, I mean, if it's been 3 years, the game's been out 3 years, it's hard to get new players when they've missed all this stuff from before. RNG-based stats. Of course not. Behold the powerful gear system with guaranteed stat increase. Guaranteed. Fixed affixes, and you upgrade on their stats will improve predictably. No more endless grinding to roll the perfect stats. Okay. So they are targeting people that hate a lot of the gacha parts of the gacha system. So I'm wondering to see what their direction will be for actually making money in it. Multiple characters, far more than simple than stat boosters, right combinations. Demon wedges unlock powerful synergy with the character skills, completely reimagining how the team fights. In addition to standard stat boosts, we've introduced modifiers like enhanced plunging attack, expanded skill range, enhanced projectile effects. She summons 3 little jellyfish that deal periodic damage to nearby enemies. Their attack radius looks like this. Increases skill range. Okay. There's also this melee weapon, Siren's Kiss. Grants Hydro Chaos bonus attack speed. Pair it with a Demon Wedge that expands attack range. You increase control over groups. So there's a lot of customizations, what it sounds like, with the characters. Equip Demon Edge to boost attack speed. I wonder, since everybody can use all the weapons, if it's more unique skills that they can apply to the weapons, but they'll all have the same general skill set with the weapons. Just kind of have to see how that works. Unique mechanics beyond simple stat bonuses. Help automate farming, something that pairs the character for hands-on grinding would be amazing. Keep working while the game is farming for them. Basically towards the end here. Don't leave home without them. When you unlock a new character, you'll receive their sigil. Before heading into battle, you can equip the sigil with a specific weapon. Once the battle begins, you can summon the sigil to fight alongside you. Oh, man, they talking real quick here. Fight alongside, taking some of the pressure off. For example, pair 2 combat partners with AoE skills, and you'll barely need to lift a finger. You can even go AFK and take a nap while clearing missions. That sounds like auto farming. Although this isn't an MMO, so this is not as this isn't like the same where you kind of see with MMOs when they have those auto farming systems. Because what happens with those is it becomes a necessity to leave it on all night and day with the auto farming type systems in those games, because there's all the stuff that requires those currencies, like in an MMO. If you don't leave it on all day and night, you're not going to be able to accumulate enough. So But we'll see how that works. This. But I'm not expecting that to be with this, because the gacha games, it's typically you're limited by how many times you can do a mission. You're not just able to infinitely farm like an MMO. So I'm expecting it's just your auto. It's like any other game that has their auto system. What was that sleeping system? Once you're in a dungeon, summon Fushu as your combat partner and voila, hands-free farming. While your team clears the dungeon, grill some meat, hide and seek. Oh. Yeah, I think it's just an auto system for doing the limited amount of things you can do a day, because you're not going to be, I'm almost certain you're not going to be able to infinitely grind if this is going to be a true gacha game. Yeah, this is the other character I really like. Other combos waiting for people. Yeah, I mean, it sounds very customizable with what they're talking about here. Accessories. So they come right out the bat with skins, basically. Customizable skins. First large-scale online test while it's still in development. Yeah, so I'm guessing it's still heavily in development. And, well, recruitment is not still open. They just closed it not too long ago. But, yeah, overall, that looks pretty good. I do like that there's no RNG on whatever they call their, I forget what they call them, but their relic type system. So no RNG, so predictable stat increases, predictable gear that you have to farm, the combos of the abilities. The big thing is seeing... They're going to have to implement something in it, because, I mean, that's just the nature of gacha systems. If they want to be profitable, they have to have something. And maybe they can go the direction, and maybe it is skins and more customization than actual grinding up the gear. Or it might just be your polls for characters. They could be strict on the polls. Maybe they aren't strict on the polls, but they have some things tied behind dupes, or maybe it's weapons. There'll be some system. I mean, that's just how these games work in order to make a profit. But so far, it is looking very good for those that don't like the RNG-ness that comes to the games, which I myself included. I mean, I don't like the RNG farm when it comes to getting the best of the best weapons and gear and stuff. I prefer if maybe it was just predictable to a certain extent. But so we'll kind of have to see how it works out with that. And then you have the AFK grind. I mean, it looks like it's just how you can complete your dailies and stuff auto. I don't think it's going to work like an MMO where you have to leave it on all night running something, from the sound of it, because that is terrible in MMOs, but it's fine in gachas, because that's just how you get your dailies done and do it in a quick and efficient manner once you've built up your team to be strong enough that you don't want to waste your time doing it. But overall, it looks like a great game. I can't wait to try it out next week. I will stream it when it becomes available. Now, I'm pretty busy with work, so I'm not going to be able to start streaming it immediately upon release, unless it's like at night. But I will stream it as soon as I'm available, and I'll probably stream it for a couple days, kind of get the feel for it. See how the big thing also is figuring out how far I need to get into it to actually kind of get access to every system, because I like to get access to every type of system in the game, try everything out, test it, and then I'll give my first impressions of the game. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be covering this game in the future when it releases, alongside with doing this beta. But yeah, so if you want to see more of that, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it'll really help. And thanks for watching.